Today, let us study about the importance of balance, faculties, and meditation. 5 main faculties are 1. Sati or mindfulness, samadhi or concentration, effort or energy, that is viriya, sada or faith, and wisdom or panya. Out of these 5 faculties, concentration or samadhi, and effort or energy, faith or sada, and wisdom or panya should equally be balanced and meditation. Overemphasis of sada or faith, viriya or effort, samadhi or concentration is not desirable. There is no overemphasis in mindfulness or sati. The more emphasis on mindfulness, the better for the meditation practice. According to Buddha's instructions, our meditators here are meditating in 4 kinds of bodily postures. They are standing, walking, sitting, and lying down. Of these 4, standing and walking practice encourages in the developing or building up of viriya, that is effort or energy. Of course, concentration is also included, but the main emphasis is more in the development of viriya or effort. While standing, a meditator has to make an effort not to fall down. And walking also, a meditator has to make special effort to take one step after another while staying erect. Therefore, we regard the standing and walking meditation as more conducive to the development of viriya or effort. Whereas sitting and lying down meditation practice is more conducive to the development of samadhi or concentration. And the sitting meditation posture, there is no bodily movements, and as the eyes are closed, it encourages the development of samadhi or concentration. Viriya is, of course, there is also, but it plays a minor part. And the practice of lying position, the body posture of lying is keeping still, and with the eyes closed, it encourages the building up of concentration or samadhi. Therefore, we regard sitting and lying postures as having more emphasis to the development of concentration. The progress of vipassana bhavana or insight meditation is achieved quickly only when concentration and effort, faith and wisdom are equally developed. When you observe a bicycle, the 2 wheels must be equally aired to have a good and swift motion. If one of the wheel tires is flat, the movement of the bicycle is impaired. The same with human beings. The 2 pairs of upper and lower limbs must be normally developed and function in coordination. If one of the limbs is defective, the normal actions cannot be exercised as persons who have good pair of hands and legs. For meditators also, the progress of insight is normal and quick if concentration and effort, faith and the wisdom are in proper balance. If not properly balanced, it is mentioned in the scriptures that those who has more faith but less wisdom tend to believe in the wrong ways. Sada is faith, and believing in one thing is also faith. Having faith is good, but blind faith is undesirable. They tend to believe in the wrong ways. They mistook wrong persons as holy. Even during Buddha's time, there were persons who worshipped the new persons in India, thinking that such persons had shed their mental defilements, lova or greed, dosa or anger by not wearing clothes. Some worshipped those who imitated the habits of dogs and bulls. Some worshipped persons whose garments were made of human hairs or who adorn peculiar garments. The cause of such behavior is though they have faith, they have no wisdom to differentiate between right and wrong. They have no proper perspective that persons going in the new had no sense of modesty. How can they be regarded as persons of worthiness to pay respects to by decent and intelligent population? Some cannot see properly which persons can teach the right Dharma and which persons were fakes. So they follow the wrong path, resulting in various kinds of miseries, and some even lost their lives by following the fake gods. Such kinds of mishaps can happen to those persons who have ardent faith only, but no wisdom to differentiate the right path and the wrong path. They can become the followers of imitation Buddhas, imitation Dhamma, and imitation Sangha easily. Persons who have ardent blind faith only, but lack wisdom, can learn in following the wrong path. And persons who are learned and intelligent, but have no ardent faith and honesty, can become cunning and wicked. Our meditators may find some persons who had mastered book knowledge, but lack in sada, will have no generosity to give dana, no intention of practicing purity of conduct, sila, no inclination of practicing vipassana bhavana or meditation to purify their mind. Not only are they lacking in dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation, but they even obstruct the paths of others who are pious and who are observing dana or generosity and sila or morality or bhavana or meditation by commenting adverse remarks. Such kind of adverse remarks are made by cunning and wicked persons by obstructing the good ways of pious and generous folks. They also discourage those who are conventional and religious ways in going to monasteries to observe sila respectfully under the guidance of discipline and pristine habit. They make fun of such piety by remarking, there is no need to go to a monastery to observe sila. One can stay at home and practice purity of mind, etc. Even taking a solemn vow to observe their sila or moral virtues in the presence of pristine habits can sometimes be broken. Such flippant observance at home by oneself is more liable to discard at will. Therefore, observing the sila in front of a respectful teacher is liable to be more solemn, and adherence is more reliable and serious and advantageous. So-called learned persons also make sarcastic remarks about vipassana bhavana or insight meditation, for which they have no inclination to practice themselves. The line they take is, why should a person go to meditation centers? Then Buddha taught that contemplation of one's own body is Dhamma, which can be done by oneself and one's own house. Every kind of undertaking or task needs systematic approach and a good teacher who can show the method or technique correctly. Vipassana bhavana or insight meditation is one solemn task, that needs the utmost preparation and correct guidance. In addition to these, there should also be a place where there can be inspiration and Dhamma friends who will be encouraging to each other. The environment is also very important. In a meditation center, the environment for quietude is a special feature. And the program for repeated sitting and walking meditation is a set rule. The environment, the atmosphere, the inspiration and noble features of a meditation center cannot be found in one's own home. And all homes, all worldly activities cannot be avoided. And one will easily get involved in the daily routine of multifarious human affairs. Therefore, so-called some learned persons make such remarks for the detriment of bhavana or meditation, which they have no inclination to practice themselves. Our meditators here also are following the teaching of our Lord Buddha by contemplating the physical and mental phenomena almost all the time except for the resting period put aside for sleep. As the saying goes, persons who are too learned but lack faith or conviction become cunning and wicked. Therefore, the wisdom and faith should be balanced in the practice of meditation to avoid the undesirable effects and achieve systematic progress. We must believe in things which are reasonable and practical. The only thing is we should not follow any doctrine and blind faith. Every consideration must be made. Pros and cons should be examined before believing in anything. Those who are intelligent and have anasatta, that is faith or conviction, will become an asset to the populace. One will be a good friend to everybody living together and to the society in general. This is the resultant benefit of having a balance of wisdom and faith. The next, concentration and effort should also be balanced. Concentration is one-pointedness of mind, and effort is energy or vitality. As explained at the beginning of this talk, sitting and lying postures and meditation encourages the development of concentration. Standing and walking postures encourages virya, that is effort or energy. Therefore, our meditation program here is 1 hour sitting and 1 hour walking. If sitting alone is conducive to the progress of meditation, the teachers will instruct the meditator to practice sitting all the time. But it is not so. If overemphasis is given to sitting alone, there will be overdevelopment of concentration. In scriptural directions, it is mentioned that persons who overemphasize concentration but lack in virya tend to develop indolence, sloth and torpor. Meditators who practice sitting meditation and lying postures more but less walking tends to develop indolence, dullness and sleepiness. If such kinds of symptoms occur, a meditator should know it is over-concentration. At the end of each progressive stage of jnana, some kind of sleepiness, such as nodding of one's head, very often tends to develop. Then meditators should know one must increase virya. Increasing virya means to practice more walking meditation. When virya and concentration is balanced, sloth and torpor can be overcome. If the meditator practice more walking, that is an excess than required, but less sitting to overemphasis of viriya will set in. The symptom of over-viriya or effort is more wandering mind or daydreaming and sitting practice. Meditator may not be aware of this at once, but after a long time only. And the walking also, one can only note the steps at the beginning and lapse into wandering mind, the rest of his walking meditation. The remedy is to increase concentration. By this way, meditator can balance one's concentration and effort. During our Lord Buddha's time, there was the example of a millionaire's son by the name of Sona. Being a millionaire's son, he was very delicate and fragile. It was said the soles of his feet were covered by soft, downy hair. He decided to practice bhavana or vipassana meditation with heart and soul, and he got ordained as a monk. After ordination, the new monk Sona Thera thought, I led a life of comfort and easiness as a millionaire's son. So I must now practice with zeal and perseverance without any regard to physical comforts. Not to fall asleep, he practiced most of the time walking meditation. And since his foot was so fragile and smooth, he got blisters by walking on the rough ground. Even then, he could not develop concentration. As he could not practice walking meditation, he crawled on his knees and hands. He tried so hard that the path of his walking meditation covered by his blood oozing from the blisters. But since he did not achieve any insight, knowledge of vipassana jnana, he got discouraged and thought that I am not destined to see and realize the Dharma, and he was on the verge of giving up the practice altogether. Buddha himself came to the walking path and inquired why it was covered with blood, as if a butcher had carried out his job at the place. Bhikkhu related how the millionaire's son, Venerable Sona's feet bled by walking meditation. Buddha went to the new monk, Venerable Sona, and inquired whether he had played harp, that is a musical instrument, in his younger days. When Venerable Sona asserted that he can play the harp very well, Buddha asked him how he managed to keep the strings of the harp to get harmonious sound. Venerable Sona answered that strings should have to be neither too loose or neither too tight. So Buddha counseled him to act as playing his harp, because too loose a string will rap and too tight a string will snap. In meditation practice, following the middle path is the best way to achieve results. Buddha instructed Venerable Sona to practice walking and sitting meditations equally, to have a balance of viriya or effort and samadhi or concentration, then to eat regularly and to use medicine when occasions call for. The new monk, Venerable Sona, obeyed Buddha's instructions. He used medicine to cure his blistered feet. He ate properly and practiced viriya and concentration, effort and samadhi, and in balanced way. And at reasonable time, Venerable Sona realized Mega and Phala Jnana, path and fruition knowledge, and he achieved Riya Pogala status, or the noble person. So in conclusion, may our meditators also practice balance faculties of concentration or samadhi and effort or virya, and between wisdom or panya and faith or saddha, and realize the cherished goal of nibbana, the end of all sufferings, in the most easiest and shortest way. Idame punya, nibbanasa, pacayo, hodu, idame punya, nyatinang hodu, sukita hondu nyatayo, imano, punya baga, sabha satana, Dima, sadhu.